Now at 6 and streaming on crossroadstoday.com. New details in a raid at this mini mart in Goliad. Authorities seized 5 8-liners. A suspect accused of beating a woman taken into custody in Calhoun County. And a virtual hearing with a judge Friday on the future of the Luther Hotel in Palacios.
The weekend is upon us. The winds are also upon us. We are looking for a hot day on Saturday, but cooler by Sunday. I'll have your forecast coming up.
And a Victoria West tennis duo is reflecting on their final year together. We hear from them in sports.
You're watching 25 News now at 6. Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Don Brubaker. Karina Garcia is off tonight. New information tonight in a raid at CJ's Mini Mart in Goliad late last month. Authorities seized 5 8-liners and $4,500 in cash. The investigation started in May of 2022. Authorities later arrested the owner. He's identified 27-year-old Chiron Givioli from Victoria. A man wanted in Somervell County, arrested in Calhoun County Thursday. 32-year-old Icy Wences taken into custody at the 600 block of FM 2717 in Alamo Beach. Wences accused of brutally beating a young woman, leaving her fighting for her life in Somervell County. Wences will be held in the Calhoun County Jail on a $1,000 bond while waiting extradition. Both sides interested in the Luther Hotel attending a virtual hearing today. Now they're preparing for an in-person hearing set for June 22nd. The Palacios Preservation Association has raised close to $3,000 to save the Luther Hotel from demolition. An online petition has more than 3,000 signatures to save the National Register site. They're now asking a judge to give them clearance to go inside the Luther Hotel. They say the demolition company has already removed contents from the hotel. The association says the Luther is well built, sturdy, and restorable, and the owner wanted the hotel preserved. The historic landmark risks demolition from the Ed Rochal Foundation after the estate of deceased owner Jack Finley tried to sell the property. Supreme Court Justice Samuel Alito puts a temporary pause Friday on a lower court ruling that would have restricted the use of an abortion drug. The Justice Department asking the Supreme Court Friday to intervene in the emergency dispute over a Texas judge's ruling on the abortion drug. Justice Alito says the order is stayed until midnight on Wednesday, giving the justices more time to consider the issue. The Texas Board of Pardons and Parole starting to examine whether Daniel Perry should be pardoned after being convicted of murder. A Travis County jury last Friday found Perry guilty of murder in the shooting death of protester Garrett Foster in 2020 at a Black Lives Matter march in downtown Austin. The Austin American-Statesman reports as Governor Greg Abbott seeks to pardon Perry, newly unsealed documents from the case show Perry being racist on social media. Here's your viewer poll this evening. Scan that QR code on your screen to vote now. Here's the question. Do you think Daniel Perry should be pardoned? Yes or no? Let's look at the numbers. 31% of you say yes. 69% of our voters say no. We thank you for voting. We want to hear your opinion. Come to crossroadstoday.com/vote to vote now, and we'll have an update on 25 News Now at 10. Airplanes are moving again in Fort Lauderdale. The international airport in Florida reopening Friday after spending Wednesday night and all day Thursday closed. That was because of massive rainfall that brought 26 inches of rain to the area and led to flooding. More than 500 flights in and out of Fort Lauderdale were canceled Thursday alone. And now let's take a first look at your forecast. Here's First Warn Storm Team Chief Meteorologist Mac Perez. And Mac, there was some rain in the area. We had a little mist around here, a little drizzle.
Yeah, I felt the little drizzle mist out there, but that was just all the moisture rolling back in with all the cloud cover as well. There are some showers to the west of us. I don't think they're going to be much in terms of us. Tomorrow, warm and very windy and very warm too. Before that frontal system comes in, will it give us any showers on Saturday? We'll talk about that a little bit later on, and we'll be talking about hurricane season. I'm not here to depress you, but I'm here to talk to you about thinking about it and getting ready for the upcoming season. Don, back to you.
Mac, thank you. 2 motorcyclists killed and 2 others injured after a driver went on a shooting spree that spanned from Spring to the Huntsville area Friday. Authorities say the first shooting reported on the feeder road of Interstate 45. The gunman reportedly continued on Interstate 45 and Highway 19 just before Huntsville, where 3 motorcyclists were shot. The motive for the shootings remains under investigation. A cause given for the explosion at a dairy farm in the Panhandle that killed more than 18,000 cows and injured a worker. Castro County Sheriff Salvador Rivera told KCBD that the explosion likely happened when electrical equipment used to suck waste from the holding pens overheated and ignited methane. The blast wiping out almost 3% of the state's milk cows. Castro County is the 2nd highest milk producing county in Texas. The community will have another opportunity to learn more about Victoria College's May 6th bond election. Voters will decide a $10 million bond issue to help with a $36.5 million project for a student success center. Victoria College already has $26.5 million in grants, gifts, and institutional funds for the project. The college is hosting its 2nd bond informational session next Tuesday, April 18th at the Student Center of Victoria College. That's located at 2200 East Red River Street. The bond election is Saturday, May 6th. Early voting begins April 24th and runs through May 2nd. Yoakum ISD holding a bond election on May 6th. Voters will see 4 ballot propositions. Proposition A addresses district-wide safety, security, and renovations. Proposition C would update the baseball field and tennis courts and allow Yoakum ISD to build a softball complex on campus. And Proposition D addresses safety improvements, stadium lighting, track resurfacing, and turf replacement at Bulldog Stadium. In-person early voting there starts April 24th. Stay with us. Coming up on 25 News Now at 6, the number of migrants coming to the U.S.-Mexico border now rising. Also ahead, the FAA gives a partial A-OK for a possible SpaceX Starship launch from South Texas on Monday.
This is what's coming up on Community Crossroads this weekend. We sit down with 3 candidates who want to serve the city of Cuero as council members. 2 are seeking re-election, and Keep Victoria Beautiful needs your help April 22nd. Plus, Theater Victoria has a big fundraiser coming up.
So we are back out at the Victoria Educational Gardens for our 2nd year of Mystery in the Garden. This year's theme is Murder at the Derby.
News Center 25 at 6 and 10 is also heard on KVNN 1340 AM, Victoria's News Network.
The Victoria Television Group is proud to honor our veterans, and we need your entries. Each month, we'll acknowledge a new veteran to salute. To submit, go to the Military Hero page on crossroadstoday.com and help us recognize the deserving servicemen and women in our community.
When you don't keep your eyes on what you're doing, it can be downright dangerous to you and others, especially when you're behind the wheel. Put your phone down. Heads up, Texas.
Victory GMC is the favorite in the Crossroads because our staff has years of experience and they know how to make their customers smile.
Walter Dixon, 32 years.
Linda Briggs, 38 years.
Jose Garza, 24 years.
Jake Hargis, 23 years.
Houston Polyver, 3 years.
Come let the right people give you a world-class buying experience. We think you'll call it victory.
Make your first move with battery power made by Steel. Right now, save $50 on the FSA 57 battery trimmer. Real Steel. Find yours. Now, with so much on the line, more Americans are turning to David Muir and ABC's World News Tonight than any other newscast across all of television. ABC News, honored for excellence with 41 Emmy nominations, the most of any news organization anywhere. Thank you for making ABC News America's #1 news.
Investigators working to track down the callers and a motive for swatting at colleges and universities across the U.S. Thursday. Police rushed to 6 Texas colleges, including Baylor and Del Mar College in Corpus Christi, after receiving emergency calls and reports of active shooters. But they were all hoaxes. Swatting is when someone makes a false emergency call to create a big response, a response that usually involves a SWAT team. DPS is investigating. Border Patrol agents are reporting a 28% spike in migrant apprehensions on the southern border, and that trend is not expected to slow down anytime soon.
Traffic is picking up along our southern border. Scenes like this behind me are unfolding right here in San Diego. 3 dozen migrants from countries all over the world, from Costa Rica to countries in Africa, are waiting to be picked up by Border Patrol agents. A retired agent tells me this isn't a new trend. A 28% spike in migrant apprehensions compared to this time last year looks like this. A makeshift shelter of blankets and tarp for migrants of all ages. One is Mohammed.
The United States of America is a great country which hosts a lot of immigrants, those who have a big problem in their country.
Mohammed is originally from a country in East Africa. He says he made the journey because of the challenges he was facing.
We are facing the drought and the famine in country.
He spent 3 days camping out waiting for agents to pick him up, alongside many others. Statistics show that most are crossing from places other than Mexico and Central America. Retired Border Patrol agent and union leader Chris Harris says Border Patrol can't pick up groups fast enough because they're strained and have no room for them in processing centers.
This is happening in San Diego. This is not Texas. This is not Yuma. This is San Diego.
He says groups of migrants are able to enter between the 2 fences when the grates built into them open up.
We have to open grates up when it rains. There's a treaty with Mexico. When we open them, all they have to do is walk through. We can't physically prevent them.
He says the last time agents saw a trend like this was back in 2018, before migrant protection protocols were put in place. Border advocates like Pedro Rios with the American Friends Service Committee says this is a result of policies at the border like Title 42, which has halted the asylum process. But when it's lifted, he doesn't think the trend will slow.
Unless there is a commitment from the Biden administration to ensure that people have a safe and humanitarian way to seek asylum in the United States.
The FAA clears airspace for a possible SpaceX Starship launch on Monday, but the agency has not issued a launch license for the mission. The air traffic restriction instructs planes and other air traffic to steer clear of the launch area in Boca Chica near Brownsville. Starship is a 400-foot-tall rocket that SpaceX spent years developing. It is key in NASA's plans to return humans to the moon and CEO Elon Musk's goal of landing the first humans on Mars. Miami-Dade police officers finding a car submerged in a canal with a 3-year-old boy trapped in his car seat. Officer Emmanuel Walton immediately dives into the canal water several times, each time coming up empty-handed. Minutes later, Officer Walton somehow located and freed the boy. The officers tried CPR over and over again before the boy finally started breathing. The officers credit their teamwork for saving a life. Grab your cell phone, scan this QR code, our quick response code to download the Crossroads Today app. You can get breaking news alerts and vote in our viewer polls, get the latest news, weather, and sports, and learn about our ongoing contest. You can also submit news tips, videos, and photos.
Well, coming up, we're going to be talking about your weekend forecast. Also, we got to talk about something we got to talk about every springtime, and that's the upcoming hurricane season. We have some new predictions, and we'll be talking about that coming up in just a moment.
Need weather around the clock? When the weather changes in the Crossroads, you need a reliable source. Visit Interactive Radar online for the latest conditions in the Crossroads area. CrossroadsToday.com. Weather at your fingertips.
Get a jump start! on to your new car or truck at Bravo Autos. Our team is geared up and ready to take you to the finish line. Woo! We have the best brands and models at unbeatable prices. Who are we? Bravo!
The Sweetheart Boutique invites you to the historic Square in Goliad for a unique shopping experience. Ladies' linen clothing, a candy shop, children's toys and apparel. Nestled in the Goliad Historic Square is a candy shop that can turn back time with candies and sodas from your childhood. And boy, are they a haven for the children. Infant, toddler, and kids' clothing, swimsuits, family matching outfits, and more. Just a short drive to Goliad. Come visit the Sweetheart Boutique, serving the Crossroads area for over 15 years.
Well, you say the secret to playing a good villain is great eye contact. See, it's terrifying. From The Mandalorian, Giancarlo Esposito.
This dude's coming at me with a freaking spear.
You got one too.
I got one too, but his is longer. I went backwards, the whole room stopped, and I jumped up with my lightsaber.
Plus, from Ghost, Brandon Scott Jones.
Live has a new co-host.
Hi, Mark Consuelos. Nice to meet you.
We're live with Kelly and Mark.
That's why I have cameras everywhere.
Monday, Char Margolis and Chili.
You're right.
And a few little misty spritzes out there, but nothing significant. That's all that moisture rolling back in. And what's this ominous looking thing? Well, we got to talk about hurricane season, which is coming up. The first prediction of the season has come out from Colorado State. And that's when, I don't know if you remember Dr. Gray, he started predicting how many hurricanes we were going to get. And so now everybody's doing that, but they came out first. And the interesting part to me is they went low. Okay, they went with 13 named storms. That's their forecast. That compares to an average of 14 named storms per season. But it was, what, 5 years ago that we had 22 storms? They predict 7 hurricanes. Our average is 6. I'm going, but we've had so many recently. And the major hurricanes, which is category 3 and above, they predict only 3, and the average is 2. And I'm going, really? Okay, that's their forecast. That's what they have every right to that. I'm going to, put my foot in there and tell you what I think, because what's happening around the globe, and why do we care about the Pacific? Trust me, you care about the Pacific. The Climate Prediction Center put out an El Nino watch. That means that 60% chance of that we're going to get El Nino conditions developing by the time hurricane season comes up. And that means we're going to have warmer water and stronger storms. When we have a La Nina, that's called the cold phase. That means the water here is colder than normal, and the fish are all confused. They don't know what to do with their cold water. But what that does, it deflects the jet stream way far north. Who has been on a drought for the last 20 years? The West Coast. Well, now that we're going into the warm phase, otherwise known as El Nino, the jet stream is going to drip farther south over much warmer water, picks up a lot of energy. This is a very aggressive situation to be in because the storms are stronger, and it's going to change a lot of things. We today had the cloud cover of 77 on the warmer side. We managed to get a southeast wind fairly strong today. We've picked up a few little sprinkles, but there hasn't been anything serious. But down along the Rio Grande, we have a couple of little light showers. Now, I'm thinking sun's going down. They're not really going to have much chance to develop. If it develops, we certainly will be letting you know about it, but I think that it's on the downward side over there. As far as the weekend is concerned, it's going to be warm and windy tomorrow ahead of this front. Now, when I say warm, I'm talking, 90 degrees tomorrow. And then the interesting thing is this little front's really falling apart. Its chances of any sprinkles in our area or even showers are fairly slim, but generally, if you're from Victoria to Houston, it's a better chance than south, and it comes in on Saturday night. And the good news is by Sunday, it blows away and gives us a very nice Sunday. Little windy, but it's a north wind that's going to cool us down. So 90 and warm and humid tomorrow. Then it comes in at night with a slight chance of showers. Sunday, I think you're really going to like Mariners. Just know that it's going to be breezy out of the north. And only 77 degrees on Monday. That sounds pretty good. We get back to the heat and humidity as we get on into early next week. That's your 7-day forecast. We have a QR code. We want you to scan that and put it on your phone. And you can take us wherever you want to go. Don, back to you.
All right, Mac, thank you. On your marks, get set. Here's Sports Director Gino Perez. Gino?
Thanks, Don. Yeah, the track is off and running, and gold medalists are just aplenty in the Crossroads area. That's coming up after the break.
Girls, I'm going to let you in on a little secret. It's not what you wear, it's how you wear it. And that's why shopping at Blue & Co. and Yoakum is so great. They don't just sell the latest fashion and popular brands, they help you style it. Visit us online at blueandco.com for their latest fashions.
You want to have purpose, to unlock your full potential. Imagine a career that fits you. With the Pathways at Victoria College, you can take steps towards a high-paying career that fits you and your interests. Or save money by completing courses you need before transferring to a university to earn a bachelor's degree. No matter where you came from or where you are now, Victoria College will take you where you want to be. The world needs you. Are you ready? Victoria College. Enroll today.
When it comes to people you trust, you likely think of family, friends, and maybe even your neighbors.
When it comes to legal matters, people here in Victoria trust our firm at Colcole, Easley & Skiba.
Since 1954, we've been earning the trust of your family, friends, and neighbors.
And that's not only because we win cases, but because of our uncompromising client-first approach.
So regardless of what scenario you find yourself in, you deserve a team of trustworthy lawyers. You deserve Colcole, Easley & Skiba.
25 News Now would like to invite you to experience our new digital streaming service, Crossroads Today Plus. You can find it on your connected TV through Amazon Fire, Roku, Apple TV, Android TV. Go to the link on your screen for more information on how to download.
The Victoria Television Group is proud to honor our veterans, and we need your entries. Each month, we'll acknowledge a new veteran to salute. To submit, go to the Military Hero page on CrossroadsToday.com and help us recognize the deserving servicemen and women in our community.
They know who I am. They know who you are, Dr. Phil.
She says she's under attack. You say they hit you, punch you, hurt you physically. Are they upset that you're talking to me? By spiritual entities. There's a male entity. You had a relationship with him?
Things became more than friends.
Can you have a sexual relationship in the astral world? All new Dr. Phil.
Is single and she wants to stay that way forever. Be like Stella. Go get your groove back. Monday, Jeannie Mai Jenkins.
Howdy Crossroads. A couple Victoria West tennis players made it to regionals for the first time, and although their season is over, the duo enjoyed the time they spent with each other on the court. Victoria West senior Lainey Meyer has only been playing tennis competitively since her freshman year and has come a long way, from just playing with her dad to now taking second in district and making the regional tournament. Her duo partner McKenna Spencer is a sophomore, and Spencer said she will miss her the rest of her high school career.
She's taught me to rely and trust on somebody. She's taught me to keep going. She pushes me. She's just honestly another coach, but also my partner. She's amazing and I love her so much.
Meyer said she practiced every day, 2 times a day, in the week leading up to the regional tournament. She was focusing on her serves and volleys, but unfortunately, it would not be enough.
The other team was pretty consistent all through the match. They never let up. Actually, towards the end, they picked it up. They started hitting harder. Me and McKenna stuck with them. They were just a little bit more competitive and stronger than we were, but me and McKenna stuck through it. We were so happy. We were really beyond excited to get second in district and continue on to regionals. It was really just amazing, much better than last year.
During what would be her final match as a West Lady Warrior, she realized how thankful she is for the people in her life. Meyer said her success is because of her team, coaches, and support system, and hopes to inspire the younger generation.
Just when you're on the court, have fun. Don't think about any points that you lost. Just look forward and just try your best. Just go have fun, basically.
Meyer is unsure on whether or not she is going to play at the next level in college, and her teammate Spencer will be looking to find a new duo partner and hopefully win district, make regionals, and beyond. At the Class 5A district track meet in Corpus, some area track stars are bringing home medals. Victoria East sprinter Sanaya Randall turned on the Jets to bring home the gold medal in the 100-meter dash. She won with a time of 12.74 seconds. Her teammate Madison Ruiz finished in 4th place, just missing the podium by 4/100ths of a second. These Titans also dominated the 4x200-meter relay. The team comprised of Kiana Lee, Aaliyah Izaguirre, Madison Ruiz, and Raquel Valadez finished in 1st with a time of 1 minute and 44 seconds. The same team also won the 4x100-meter dash with a time of 49.82 seconds. Also competing in a track meet today are the newly founded Victoria Gators, and one athlete is breaking records. 38 homeschool teams are competing at Wheatley Heights Stadium in San Antonio. Gators junior shot put and discus competitor Avery Bearfield broke a record at the meet, throwing 38 feet in the shot put. Well, that's your sports. Don, back to you.
All right, Gino, thank you. And we're back in a moment, and we'll show you a woman in Spain back on solid ground after spending 500 days in a cave.
Stay up to date with what's happening in the Crossroads by downloading the Crossroads Today mobile app. You'll get instant alerts to your phone or tablet the minute breaking news or weather happens. Only the free Crossroads Today mobile app features weather updates for local sports. The Crossroads Today app gives you the ability to stream our daily newscasts when you're on the go and share pictures or tips straight to our newsroom and so much more. Brought to you locally by Prosperity Bank with 12 locations serving the Crossroads area.
Protecting your eyesight is important, but who can you trust for eye care? Luckily, we have an excellent resource of compassionate eye doctors right here in South Texas at Victoria Eye Center. Dr. Sean Kavusi, Dr. Daniel Bustos, Dr. Peter Lamb, Dr. George Buzalis, Dr. Jack Lee, as well as our skilled team of optometrists provide treatment for diabetic eyes, cataracts, glaucoma, dry eye, LASIK, and much more. With 5 locations in South Texas, there's bound to be an office near you. Contact Victoria Eye Center to schedule an eye exam.
You will now be singing for America's vote.
Sunday and Monday,
We're in Hawaii.
the top 26 take the stage from Disney's Aulani Resort.
I'm in love with what you do.
With superstar mentors Alan Stone and Noah Cyrus.
That is insane.
And the performances are
Crazy.
Crazy.
Crazy? Talented.
It's so nice to allow America to decide.
Oh my God.
American Idol, new Sunday and Monday on ABC and stream on Hulu.
You blew her off to go out with friends.
Yes, ma'am.
Mad after her man didn't come home.
We got into an argument, packed the stuff and left.
Did you know where she was going?
Oh, yeah. That's where she always go.
But was another man waiting for her?
You mean she goes back to her husband?
Yes.
Your husband supports you?
Yes.
Kind of a bizarre relationship. Mr. Pipkins, I can almost understand why you went out with the boys.
Next, Judge Judy.
Well, you say the secret to playing a good villain is great eye contact. See, it's terrifying. From The Mandalorian, Giancarlo Esposito.
This dude's coming at me with a freaking spear.
You got one too.
I got one too, but his is longer. I went backwards, the whole room stopped, and I jumped up with my lightsaber.
Plus, from Ghosts, Brandon Scott Jones.
Finally tonight, a Spanish mountaineer and extreme athlete emerging after spending 500 days living in a cave. Beatriz Flamini had no contact with the outside world, but her experience closely monitored by scientists wanting to learn more about the capacities of the human mind. Flamini spent her time exercising, painting, and drawing, and knitting woolly hats. She read 60 books and drank 1,000 liters of water. Now, they checked with the Guinness Book of World Records to see if she set the record. And the Guinness people said, we don't know if we have such a record for most consecutive days living in a cave.
Yeah.
So they're checking on that.
Well, she saved a lot on the internet, right? You know?
Probably.
No Wi-Fi down there.
Yeah, no Wi-Fi.
But if she was doing it here, she'd be missing some really nice weather.
Of course, absolutely, all the time. But she was in a dark cave.
In a dark cave.
No sunshine?
No sunshine.
For a year and a half?
That's a lot of food. How do you take that much food down there?
I don't know.
And 30 liters, 160.
That's a lot of water.
1,000 liters of water.
Well, we won't go into all the details about living in a cave for a year and a half. Folks, we got a warm and windy Saturday coming up, getting up to almost 90. You're going to like Sunday, however, when the north wind comes in, lowers the humidity, and cools the temperature down to the upper 70s.
Thank you, gentlemen. Thanks for joining us. We're streaming 24/7 at Crossroads Today Plus. We'll see you tonight. 25 News now at 10. Good night.